G'day folks, Nat here from Living Entertainment, and today I want to get nerdy with the Node. So as you can see in front of me here, I have the all new Bluesound Node. Now I want to tell you what hasn't changed, what's new, and how those new features make it more versatile and more family friendly. Now before I get into all that, I should probably tell you what exactly the Node is. Well, it's a streaming network player. So if you've got Spotify, Tidal, Qobuz, TuneIn Radio, all that sort of stuff, what this product does is take this from the internet and play it down through your HiFi system. So it's sort of like bringing the world's digital media into your HiFi system, modernizing it. Now on top of that, it is a multi-room audio product. Being a Bluesound product means you can add individual Bluesound players throughout the house and play all the music you want in every single zone together, or play different music in different zones. That is the power of Bluesound. So what hasn't changed? Well, Bluesound have opted to keep a lot of the same features as the previous model. For instance, the fit and finish still feels the same, the dimensions are very much the same, the headphone amplifier remains in the front, and the audio outputs are the same on the back. Let's get into the exciting part and talk about what's new. Now, first and foremost is the front panel here. It's a complete touch panel. Now, a really cool feature of this, which we just figured out, was as you hold your hand over the top, it actually goes from fully blank to fully lit. And the little keys will come up on the top, the shortcut keys that is. And you can actually program via the Bluesound app some of your favorite playlists, or maybe a radio station of your choosing. We just programmed Radio Paradise and one of their MQA certified playlists, and I got to say, it actually sounded really good for a online radio station. I was impressed. You do have, I think, 5 up the top here. There is a play pause button at the front, and additionally you've got a skip track or reverse track. Now if we move around to the back, this feature here, I previously mentioned about having family friendly features or making it more compatible with your system than ever before, and that is all down to this little thing here. Where am I looking at? There, the HDMI eARC. Now what that allows you to do is integrate your TV sound into your system. As many may know, most 2-channel stereo systems don't have the ability to run a digital sound through them, but if they do, it's normally via optical or maybe coax. Now although that can sound really good, functionality-wise, it's nowhere near as good as eARC or ARC. Now, what that means is if you are using eARC, it allows you to use the TV manufacturer's remote. So when you want to turn it up and down, this unit here will actually turn up and down as well. And that really saves a bit of a headache trying to find an additional remote. Or if you've got a partner that's a bit of a technophobe and really doesn't understand how to use the two systems, that is a really good way to get around that. So once again, more family friendly than it was before. Additionally, because this little Node is so powerful, you could actually use this as a fully fledged preamplifier. It does have a set of variable outs. Now what that means is you could use this for your front end, for all your streaming, for all your TV watching, and go straight into a power amp or a set of active monitors if you like. Once again, furthering its compatibility. Whilst we're talking about inputs and outputs, I'll run you through the other ones on the back of the Node. These two here are your analog RCA outputs. You'd use this to hook up to your integrated amplifier, a power amplifier, or a set of active monitors. Moving on to the next one beside it, there is actually your subwoofer output. Where you'd use this is if you wanted to run a subwoofer with an external power amp or a set of active studio monitors. You wouldn't necessarily use it with an integrated amplifier. If you did want to run a subwoofer with an integrated amplifier, I'd recommend using the pre-outs on that rather than this one here. Now, next to that, you've got the coaxial output. Now, I'll talk about the coax and the optical there together. These are actually digital outputs, and they're designed for use when using an external digital to analog converter. Now, you can actually improve the overall sound of the Node by using a high quality digital to analog converter, but the actual DAC in this is actually quite good, and you'll find that there's not many at this price point that will really outperform it. Now, these mini jacks here all do different jobs. The first one is actually a shared input. It's a 3.5mm analog input as well as a mini Toslink or optical input. So if you wanted to run, say, an external device into the Node, such as a CD player or a turntable, and actually stream that to other multi-room audio products, you do that via that input. Next to that, you've got the IR trigger, I believe. Let me double check that. No, sorry, it's actually a 12-volt trigger. That there, when hooked up to an external power amplifier, will actually trigger that amplifier to turn on. The one next to that is actually an IR input if you need to use IR. Moving on, we have the Ethernet port. This is for hardwiring the Node to your network. If you can hardwire, I recommend doing it, but if not, it does have a Wi-Fi antenna built into it and it works just fine. Below that, you have the USB input. Now, what this will allow you to do is hook up an external hard drive and actually play back files locally from that. That's really handy if you have internet outage and you want to still play music. You can do that via that local storage there. Moving on, we actually have that previously talked about HDMI input, and then obviously the power socket. So my final thoughts on the Node really come down to two major things. First is the sound quality. It is actually mildly better than the old model, and it's actually not a big deal that it's only mildly better because the old one was still really good, and the fact that they've made it any better and kept the price the same is a major bonus. Now, secondly, the big point here, and arguably the most important one, is the functionality. That new touch panel on the top with those presets is a huge leap forward, and I find it so much easier to just go up and press the button rather than have to get the app out, find your playlist that you like and play it. With those 5 ones there, you can create playlists as long as your arm for hours and hours on end, and you can have music for days just by pressing that button. Especially if you've got a family member that's not real tech savvy and doesn't want to have to pull out their phone, but they can just go press one button and away it goes. If you want to press play and pause, it's right there. So really, the technophobes shouldn't have a problem using this. You just need someone smart enough to set it up in the first place, which, to be honest, isn't really that hard. So once again, that's a pretty cool feature for family-friendly product. Along with that eARC that I talked about before, I think this product's going to suit so many more people, and I'm really excited about putting this into the hands of people and maybe getting them into streaming. I think this crosses that bridge between hard to use and streaming, and also now not so hard to use, but you have access to the world's music via a product just like this. So huge thumbs up for me. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you want to know anything more about this product or any other product that we sell, please get in contact with us. You can do that by giving us a call, popping in store, or messaging us via the website at www.lenc.com.au, and you'll see the little message us banner on the front page there. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go stream some music. Bye for now.